In 1928, Steamboat Willie changed the world of animation forever. Modern audiences may look at this humble mouse now and think, why is he so happy? What is his carbon footprint? Are all the characters male? Is that a safe space? Audiences of yesteryear were sleeping in ignorant bliss. Never before had a cartoon Willie penetrated the ears of audiences in deep, immersive, synchronized sound. Mickey's whistles were not wolf whistles, but harbingers to a new paradigm, a new mantra, a new way of making animation that would stand for 100 years. Almost. In 2023, the world woke up to a new sound, a new call, a new era in animation. Here is how Velma reinvented animation and threw Steamboat Willie overboard to become animation's greatest game changer. Until Velma, cartoons had one job: to entertain, and they did it through simple storytelling. Scooby-Doo, a Great Dane solves great mysteries with the help of the Scooby Gang, a gang that just so happens to be completely white, straight, and mostly male. The Flintstones, on the surface harmless, in reality as outdated as its setting. A sitcom Stone Age family faces the daily struggles of the Neolithic period, a period that again just so happens to be completely white, straight, and mostly male. The only colour comes in the form of Dino, their pink pet dinosaur. His gender, you guessed it, 100% male. Dinosaurs ruled Earth for 165 million years, and yet never woke up from a cisgender agenda. If this is the animated past, how about the future? The Jetsons. More like the white ones. Delve deep, and you will find yourself submerged in a sea of social inequality. George Jetson is the breadwinner and Jane the homemaker, their only saving grace. The worst house chores are performed by a robot called Rosie. Whether it's the pet dinosaurs or the robots, the patriarchy runs roughshod like Judge Doom in Toontown. The history of animation is a history of social injustice. The stories may have entertained audiences and inspired children for generations, but they were stories unenlightened by modernity. Such cartoons have no place in a modern household. Instead, new animations must take their place. Animations that not only entertain and inspire, but make the world a safe space for everyone. A space where dinosaurs, robots, and people come in all shapes, sizes, and colours. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you Velma, the show to finally tip the seesaw to the side of social justice and equality. Take a look at the original Velma from 1969. Now take a look at the new Velma. What is your first impression? Of course, a massive improvement. She bears all the physical characteristics of her predecessor, but now her skin tone has received a critical modern update. In the eternal battle against racism and white privilege, Velma has dealt a crushing blow. Never again will it be only white teenage girls dreaming of catching killers via the aid of cartoon canines. The paintbrush did not stop at Velma. One of animation's most striking beauties has also had a makeover. Daphne retains her radiant orange hair and knockout looks, but now she is East Asian American, shaggy, in the original, almost as white as Casper. Now, that's more like it. Fred?
Wait, your secret is you're hairless?
Not hairless, Velma. I haven't finished going through puberty yet.
The last remaining white straight male in the Scooby-Verse, but fear not, for he is fully aware of his white privilege, the pitfalls of toxic masculinity, and is the butt of everyone's jokes, the appropriate role for a white male in a more equal and tolerant Scooby-Verse. Supporting characters are also a testament to the magnificent work being done by HBO to rid the world of prejudice. Velma's lovable father and pregnant stepmother. Daphne's badass lesbian cop mothers. Shaggy's mother, and of course, principal of Crystal Cove High. Fred's parents, toxic white male animal killer and mind-controlling serial killer. Olive, popular white mean girl who is shallower than a paddling pool in the Sahara. Dave, toxic white male mayor. Sheriff Cogburn, toxic white male sheriff. The formula is simple but genius. If a character is white and straight, portray them as stupid, evil, or both. If they are not white or straight, if Walt Disney was alive today, he would smash open the cryo chamber and exclaim, "Sink the ship! This is how animation was meant to be."
Where are you? We got some work to do now.
The relationships in the original Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?, were fine for the less awake audiences of the 1960s and 70s. Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, best friends forever. Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo, uncle and mischievous nephew. Daphne and Fred, Romeo and Juliet. Animation never explored modern relationships. Bugs Bunny, Lola Bunny, Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, Daisy Duck. Why didn't Bugs Bunny have a boyfriend? Why didn't Minnie Mouse ever question her gender? Why didn't Donald Duck undergo a sex change? The answer is deep-rooted prejudice against the LGBTQIP2SA community. Velma corrects the mistakes of the animated past and sets a new precedent for the future of all animation. Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Who, the cartoon canine is nowhere to be found. This is Velma's show, and she will not be overshadowed by a pesky dog. Daphne and Fred, dead. Arise, Daphne and Velma, a modern love story for a modern audience. Or is it Shaggy and Velma? No matter, Velma is free to love who she wants, when she wants. A modern woman is no longer confined to heteronormative norms. She can be free, Daphne's parents can be free, everybody can be free, except Fred. Cartoons of the bygone age dealt with simple themes. Roadrunner showing that perseverance is enough to outwit a cunning, wily coyote. Jerry using brains rather than brawn to outwit Tom's endless attempts to eat him. Scooby-Doo, the value of friendship and teamwork. Such themes are far too straightforward for audiences of 2023. Velma enlightens viewers with some of the most profound themes ever put to screen.
According to TV, it's morally okay to deal drugs if your life is just kinda crappy. Like, your kid's sick, you're a widow with a mortgage, you have to live on a lake in Missouri.
Those are all white people, Daphne. Minorities on TV can only deal drugs to escape poverty.
I'm already one conversation about affirmative action away from killing you.
I'm just saying, if white people are now the minorities on campus.
Now, we don't have the money to protect every student. So instead, we've decided to rank the 5 hottest girls at Crystal Cove High School and give them each a personal police detail. Fun, right?
Yeah, we're calling it the Crystal Cove Hope Initiative.
Wait, so a couple of middle-aged white dudes are gonna decide which of us are hottest? Here's your dumb list of hot girls. Of course, if society exerted half this effort teaching girls not to be slaves to the patriarchy, we wouldn't have this problem in the first place.
Boys don't like a know-it-all, Velma.
Norville, get off my jock and let me solve this mystery. Oh God, I'm starting to hallucinate.
You just said those were over!
And welcome to the Crystal Cove High School Mental Health Assembly. How y'all doing? Good?
Bad, you idiot.
Okay, riot it is.
After watching an episode of Velma, audiences want to cry, not out of sadness, but out of deep realization that the world is not fair and only cartoons like Velma can bring about true change. Some critics of Velma have accused the show of false advertising. A comedy has to make people laugh, rather than merely reflect on their unconscious biases. Such critics misunderstand Velma's comedy. It is subtle, sophisticated, and most of all, highbrow. Not since Monty Python have audiences been exposed to comedy at the truly highest level. By the 10th episode, one may wonder if Oscar Wilde himself has been resurrected to team up with Larry David to carefully craft each and every episode of Velma. Velma is not just a cartoon, it is a life lesson, a new way to see the world, a pivotal moment in the history of animation. Future generations will look at life before Velma and life after Velma and see that it was never the same again. White privilege, toxic masculinity, sexism, racism, discrimination, prejudice, conscious bias, unconscious bias, microaggressions, macroaggressions, Steamboat Willie. Take a seat, take a bow, your time is done, your time is over, your time is up. A new era of animation is here, and it's here to change the world forever. Arise, Queen Velma.